Happy Tuesday, everybody. We have made it to another episode of the Final Whistle. And yes, we hope everybody had a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, all of that good stuff. And we made it here to the Final Whistle as we pregame this Michigan game. And hopefully Alabama will be the Grinch and steal Christmas joy for all those Michigan fans out there. But as I mentioned, we're here with my rowdy group of guys, the All-Star panel. And as you can see, I'm going to introduce everybody. It's the Final Whistle. We get sports, exos, comedy. We do it all. Let me start with Chris, a.k.a. James, Dan's big brother. Flexing the muscle.
About to flex. About to flex like we're going to flex Monday night, dog.
Ooh, I heard it. I love it. I love it.
Let's go.
And down below him, everybody, Mr. Week Zero Sports, Mr. Workspace Solutions himself, Mr. Pettey. How are you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm great. Look, I love living in Florida, but it's the holidays, and I'm at my in-laws back in North Alabama and Aniana. So nothing better being back in sweet home Alabama, surrounded by all the crimson. It just feels better.
Big Aniana.
All this crimson. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I love the energy. Guys, you see we got a energy-packed show here tonight.
It's game week.
Ladies and gentlemen, our ordained minister who keeps us our saving grace on here, retired OnlyFans recruiting analyst. Final Whistle Dan, how are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm ready. Hey, Christmas is over with. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. Hey, we're getting ready for a full eventful show tonight, y'all. It's game week. Let's get to it.
It's game week. Cheers to that. As you can see,
it's bourbon time, baby.
Is that an old fashioned? Speaking of an old fashioned, we got our Final Whistle analyst, Mr. Lushan in the house. How are you doing today, Lushan?
Whew. I'm happy Christmas is over because now we can get to the most important part of this year, talking about this game. Back to Alabama football, back to business. I'm ready to go, folks. I hope you're ready to get into it. Let's go, Roll Tide.
Let's go, Roll Tide. And everybody, you know we're here on the one and only premier Alabama channel, the Bama Standard. And yes, we're sponsored by Workspace Solutions. Let me lay it up to Mr. Daniel Pettey as he goes in about that. And hit that like, subscribe button, everybody. Mr. Pettey, what are you going to say about our sponsor tonight, sir?
Yes, I work with the sponsor, Workspace Solutions. We're so proud to be a part of the Bama Standard. It's a great thing to be a part of. But, hey, we also like you to be a part of our family, the Workspace Solution family. We are your online digital presence. We help your business grow. We can help with online building graphics, building web design, content writing, SEO, anything that you need to help your business grow, marketing. That's what we're there to do. We, like I said, we're part of the Bama Standard family. We are part of the Bama family, and would love you to be a part of our family at Workspace Solutions. That's workspacepros.com. Come check us out.
Listen, I heard you helped out Connor Stallions and his business, right?
We did. It was lucrative while we had it. You know, but we had to cut him off when it came to the Tide. We ain't giving him nothing. We ain't giving him nothing in Crimson.
Ain't giving him nothing. So, Connor Stallions, he's already here.
Connor's already back, man. Connor, what you got? Hey, man, you know we got more money down here in Tuscaloosa. Why don't you give us some of them big blue? Oh, we don't need them. It's just run up the middle, throw whatever. We got it. Never mind.
Run right, run left.
Run right, run left, get smashed.
Student body right, student body left.
Student body like the old game.
It's like, man, we got you. We got Michigan's playbook. We just went to Tecmo football and got the 4 plays off the screen. And as long as we pick one of the 4, you know, we're just going to bust through and bust at it.
Who is
okay. Who's T. Jones? Let's go.
The real T. Jones.
He said you sound scared.
Me?
Yeah, man.
Scared of a big team.
Bring it, Miss. You're ready. Hey, we're glad you're pumped, man. We want you to be pumped because the more excited you are, the more it's going to hurt when that Tide takes that soul.
Don't worry. I'm going to sit Jermaine Burton on you. He already coming for Taylor 1 already. So, but speaking of the Michigan fans, thanks for joining T. Jones. Let's talk about this Rose Bowl, guys. Alabama just landed in Pasadena. They had a good holidays. Old Saint Nick, as we like to call him, Coach Saban has got the guys fired out. Not much media. They had practice today. Guys showed a lot of energy and passion out there, being out there on this business trip. So, guys, let's talk about who are Alabama's X factors for the Rose Bowl. And we're going to do Alabama's X factors, and then who's Michigan's X factors, since we got Connor Stallions and all these Michigan fans on the show tonight. But, we got to start with the top program, Alabama, because we're on the Bama standard. And I'm going to go same order as I introduced everybody. Chris, Pettey, Dan, and Debo himself, Lushan, and I'll round things out. So let's get this topic started. X factors. Not talking about Twitter, but let's talk about the X factors for this game, guys.
Well, first off, it always starts with the quarterback play. Jalen Milroe, he had to take care of the ball, just simple, like he's been doing the last 7 games. He's been, I think, ever since the 2 interceptions that he threw against Texas, he's only thrown 2 more since in the last 7 games or whatnot. But he's definitely the X factor, because if we can't run it or whatever reason, he's gonna have to win with his legs and his arms, which he's proven to be able to do. And but I believe we can run it. I really believe we can run it. Another X factor is the health of Jason McClellan. He's key to our running game. He's been the bell cow the last 2 years, and when he's healthy, man, when he's going and Rodell comes in, when that 1-2 punch gets to rolling, that train's hard to stop. Defensively, the health of Jaeden Otis, that's big, man, because this is the type of game that Jaeden Otis tends to could take over. Like the A&M game. I remember when we got that safety, that drive after when we needed it, and the D-line stepped up. That D-line shows up, man. Michigan's in trouble. And the health of Deontay Lawson. So basically, it's the injured guys in Milroe. If we come with everybody ready to roll, man, it's gonna be tough sled for those guys in blue.
I heard that. Speaking of coming, Pettey, give us your take real quick.
I'm gonna go with Isaiah. Man, y'all, are we already into the fans only? I didn't know, man. That section's further on down.
I was gonna see who called it.
That's what she said. I'm going with Isaiah Bond. I think, like Chris said, I did once. If the running game gets going, I think Bond's that X factor, like you saw against Georgia, running those crossing routes and just eating Michigan up on those drives. He's become, he's kind of becoming Milroe's guy. I love Burton. I've kind of hyped him up on the show all year as that Tasmanian devil gremlin going after the ball. But man, I love what we were able to do with Burton against Georgia on those crossing routes. And I mean, with Bond, I didn't mean to say Burton. I see Bond having a big game, man. He's my X factor for this one. There's so many you can pick from, but he's, in so many obvious. Milroe, you could go with the quarterback, but Bond's my pick to click.
I like it. Speaking of clicking, Dan, give us your X factor pick for this game. Our just football analyst and lead recruiting analyst, sir.
Okay, well, I won't ever refer to Jalen Milroe as an X factor, because he has been the factor thus far this season. So the X factors I'm looking at is Jermaine Burton for one, and Seth McLaughlin. We need a clean game out of him.
I like it.
On the defensive side, they're gonna try to attack the tackle, the edges. So we're gonna need a boy, to step up. He's gonna be an X factor, as well as Jihad Campbell. Those are my 2 X factors on defense.
I love it. Debo, give us your take, sir.
Y'all listed a lot of players, a lot of stars. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it nasty. My defensive X factor is Tim Keenan. This the game because Michigan thinks they got that offensive line, they got all these bullies up there, Well, I got news for everybody that likes that color maize, which I don't even think is a real color. I digress. Back to the point. Ian is going to be the bully. He's going to set the line and show everybody up north what true physical football is, along with his mates, Jaheim Otis and Justin Aboigbe. On the offensive side, I'm sick of hearing about their running game. I know we should respect it and all this, that, and everything they want to talk about. I'm saying it's going to be Jace McClellan. Jace McClellan's been hearing all this stuff. He's been disrespected. No offense, probably his whole career. He ain't gotten his flowers. But in this game, I'm going to tell you what, he going to step up. He's taking it to a notch we've seen before, but not like we've seen against Michigan. And he's going to be healthy. And an asterisk in that, just on the asterisk in that, the health of Deontay Lawson is going to make this defense wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like it. Well, I'm gonna round this out with my Bama X factors. I'm gonna go with that guy, the guy who's going after Taylor Lewan, the Bama player. I'm gonna go with Jermaine Burton. I think the reason I'm gonna give him an X factor is just how he brings so much emotion to the team, playing on that Lank mantra, the passion that he plays, and you give him one play versus Michigan secondary, that's gonna just get the rest of the offense really fired up. And defense, I'm just going to go with that guy, Caleb Downs. I just think we're going to use him in ways that maybe kind of confuse McCarthy into some scary situations. So those are my two X factors. Now, guys, let's shift gears to the other side, that team that's in Ann Arbor. Let me give you my X factor. My X factor is Connor Stallions. I think he's just the biggest X factor for Michigan. I don't know why you need Connor Stallions for Big Ten game planning, but listen, it is what it is. So, Chris, let me get you. I'm going to go reverse order. I'm going to go with Lushan, Dan, Pettey, then Chris round us out. So my X factor is Connor Stallions. Just taking shots at the
let them fly, man. It's game week. Hell, I got a poem for him later.
This is what we do at the final whistle. So let's go, Lushan.
I got two. I got one on offense and defense. I got their tight end Loveland. He seems to have been able to have an effective play when he comes into the game. He's physical. He's got a good set of hands on him, and he seems to have a knack to find an open spot in zones and defense. So that is Michigan X factor for me on the offensive side. And on the defensive side, the Michael Barrett linebacker. This guy is always making plays in space. He seems to always be around the football. And if he don't show up, that defense ain't going to be there. So he definitely has to be the X factor for their defense.
Love it. Dan?
Yes, man. My X factor on offense definitely is going to be Roman Wilson, because they're going to have to be able to push the ball downfield, to have any success. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Will Johnson. He's going to have to contain, Jermaine Burton, whoever he's matched up on, be able to shut down one side of the field for them to have any remote chance of having success in the game.
I love it. I love it.
I hate you, Dan.
He got your cheat sheet.
That's all right. I got the right answer. So, there's only one answer. It's McCarthy. Look, there's only one way you beat Alabama in the Nick Saban era, and that's with outstanding quarterback play and playing above his head. Look, Connor was a preseason Heisman candidate. He's got a 74% completion percentage. He's got three guys he likes to throw it around to that he's pretty consistent. So he's not just got one outlet. McCarthy's got to play above his head. He's got to have that game, the Quinn Ewers game this year, the Garcia moment that we all get to hear about all the time. He's got to have that moment. And on the defensive side of the ball, it's Junior Colston. He's their tackle machine. And, the X factor, for Bama to win, Milroe's got to keep doing what he's done to get us to this point. And Colston's their guy that's their tackle machine. He's got to be able to help bottle up Milroe. So you got to have amazing quarterback play, and then you got to bottle up Milroe. So it's those two guys for me.
I love it. I love it. Chris, give us your take of Michigan's X factors.
Well, it's like when the recipe to beating Bama has been like Petty said, outstanding quarterback play, but it's been an NFL type receiver that just kind of took over the game. I mean, going back to the 2010 year where Alshon Jeffrey took over for South Carolina and Garcia, it's like, but think about it though, does Michigan have those guys? You know what I'm saying? They have Roman Wilson and Loveland, but they're gonna need more than that, man. I mean, they're gonna have to put up some points. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, like McCarthy's gonna have to play out of his mind, man. He's gonna have to play out of his mind. Defensively, Will Johnson is gonna have to lock up his side of the field so they can get help because their corner opposite Will kind of struggles. That's their weak link on defense. So he's gonna have to lock down one side of the field, and Julian Coates is gonna have to come up and make those tackles, man. Like whoever they put on Milroe to spy, they're gonna be in because Georgia put. I think it was Georgia or Auburn that put 2 on them. Was it Georgia? They used a double spy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Georgia used double spy on Milroe.
Georgia had 2 of them.
Yeah, and that didn't work. That didn't work. So I mean, man, I don't know, man. I just say Michigan's whole team, their offense and defense, they're gonna have to play a level that they're gonna have to take it to another level than what they've shown the last 4 weeks.
I agree. Quick question around the table. Which game do you think Alabama tries to approach Michigan offensively? Do you think they use the Ohio State game? Do they use Maryland? What are your thoughts? I kind of want to get y'all thoughts.
Man, I hold on one second. Hey, it's not that Bama doesn't respect the top dogs, T. Jones, but lions don't concern themselves with the thoughts of sheep. It's more of that, buddy. Sorry, didn't mean to cut off. I just wanted to address Mr. Jones. It's not a lack of respect. It's just
we don't
care. I feel like we show respect to Michigan. We talking about y'all X factors.
Yeah, well, we're trying.
We're doing all we can. You know, that's what we do here at the Final Whistle. But yeah, I want to get your thoughts, Chris. Do you think Alabama looks at what like Ohio State was able to exploit with Marvin Harrison Jr., maybe moving him in the slots and things like that? Or?
I don't know, man. I think that I really think that Bama's gonna be Bama. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think that Tommy Reese is just gonna attack them differently because Michigan has like they were superior talented other than Ohio State against Ohio State and probably Penn State, but they were more talented than everybody else. They just out talented them and just kind of just overwhelmed them. I think they're gonna just try to spread them out, man. I think they're gonna try to spread them out and take some guys out of the box and make their guys cover in space and see if they can match up mono for mono. They're gonna spread it out. You're gonna see some quarterback draws, some quarterback runs. You're gonna see some quick screens. I think he's gonna more so take a Lane Kiffin approach. And by that, you remember early in games, Lane Kiffin used to get defense running sideline to sideline, get them tired early in the game, and then start gashing them second half with Derrick Henry. Start gashing them, and I think that's the approach he's going to take. Marvin Harrison had a good game. I mean, he had 118 yards, but I mean, he'd have done it to anybody. But they're vulnerable. I mean, they have a great defense, but they're not airtight. Like, you know, it's just that they've been fortunate enough to play teams that really can't move the ball outside of Maryland and Ohio State. So I just think that Bama's just going to be Bama, man. I really don't think he's going to kind of emulate in a way that they've been, because it hasn't been successful for many teams. I mean, let's be real. Michigan's been shutting teams down. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he's just going to do what he does and maybe take a page out of Lane Kiffin's book and try to get them tired, get them running sideline to sideline early.
I heard that. Lushawn?
You know, there's this word that I've been saying since I've been on this air thing, and it's been the process. And he's not going to deviate from it. A leopard don't change his spots. Fish don't fly. And Nick Saban is still the GOAT. So he is not by any means going to do anything outside of what he's done in the past, except for roll all over Michigan, anything they try to do. He has had almost a month to prepare. That is the most dangerous thing you could do. And then on top of that, you have Kevin Steele. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, you get your what's it like when you get back with your best friend and y'all start scheming? What's that like?
Step Brothers.
I'm just saying it's going to be dynamic, and this team has not only bought in, they're hungry. They're not here. This is a business trip. We don't need to take a look at what Michigan does. We're going to do what Bama does, and that's roll.
I love it. Dan Pettey, y'all got anything to say about this?
Yes, I agree 100% with Lucian. You know, the game plan we're going to take is the Alabama game plan. We're going to execute. We're going to do what we've been built to do. We're going to be Bama. We don't have to take Ohio State game plan. And none of those game plans work for anyone else this season. So we're going to show Michigan our game plan. You know, what we're going to do, we're going to exercise. We're going to execute on both sides of the ball. We're going to be physical. We're going to play Bama ball, what we've been playing the last half of the season. You know what I'm saying? And like Lucian said, you know, not to get into predictions yet, but it's not going to be fun, you know. Michigan better be glad Christmas is over.
Patty, any thoughts?
Man, I can't really add much to this. I agree with all these guys, man. It's you give them a month to prepare. But look, man, Michigan's there for a reason. They're that team that everybody's kind of lifted their leg up on all year because of all the Connor Stallions and the cheating. So they're doing the whole brotherhood, us against the world stuff. So man, y'all know that can be powerful. Especially, you know, Matt and Chris, y'all were in the ring on these type of situations. How I want to ask y'all, I'm gonna flip it to you guys that have been there. How powerful is that? Can that be something that gives, you know, a team a little more of an edge that might, you know, because let's be real, we're trying to find ways in our mind, and we are Bama shaded here, that Michigan can make this a game. We're trying to get, but you know, that's maybe my X factor for Michigan is does that chip on their shoulder? Is it real enough to, you know, maybe push them a little bit more in this game? Because they're hearing it right now. They have nobody beat Bama. We're going out to the Rose Bowl. Bama don't lose in the Rose Bowl either. They're number one, but I'll be honest, man. I feel like they're the underdog in this deal. So sorry, I rambled on that. I'm asking you guys, what kind of effect can that have?
Well, back when we played, we had a few games where we kind of had to rally like that back in 2002 at Tennessee. And then when we went to LSU and beat LSU 31-0 that year in Baton Rouge. Mm-hmm. But then Nick Saban remembered that and came back the next year in 2003.
Yeah.
and it wasn't pretty, man. So I mean, you can rally, man, but it takes you can rally all you want, man, but when you're playing a team that got dudes just like you, man, it takes a little I don't know, man. It takes a little more than just rallying. Rallying only carries you so far. You know what I'm saying? Rallying keeps you in the game in the first half. But then if a team has you outmatched on the perimeter, it's just I don't know, man. It's just like what people fail to realize. People are surprised that Bama is here at this point, right? Yep. But like we talk about all the time, Bama has 3 of the top 6 rated recruiting classes of all time currently on campus. The talent level is like it's not close. It shouldn't be close. Michigan is there. And Michigan has a lot of seniors, a lot of upperclass 56-year guys that have been playing a lot of football. You have to tip your hat off to that because they're number one for a reason. I'm not taking anything away from them. But when you're actually talking about a talent standpoint, it's not close. If we're being real.
Oh, I don't think it is either, man. And look, Michigan, I'm sorry. They've proved it in the last 2 times they've gone to the playoffs. The last 2 years. They've come and played Southern teams. The first one they played was an SEC team. It pops them in the mouth. The next one's TCU that beats them. So, I'm about run out of my trying to find ways Michigan, because I think Bama's about to
it's depth, man. Like if Michigan can see, the difference is Bama can roll those guys out, those twos out on the D line. You notice that how they run that second unit out on the D line. They rotate linebackers, they rotate DBs, they rotate receivers, they rotate backs, they rotate everything but offensive linemen. Sometimes they even may rotate an offensive lineman or two. You may get Pritchard a series or or go ahead, Lou.
I got a question for all these Michigan fans. What happens when y'all get punched in the face?
They haven't.
Just get dropped. Y'all haven't been dropped. Y'all haven't been punched yet. We've been punched multiple times, and we stand back up because that's what Alabama does. We stand back up.
We're gonna see.
Y'all, we're about to find out what happens when y'all get punched in the face.
And to your point, Pettey, about the whole rallying and all that good stuff, like Chris said, you're dealing. I know Michigan think they got a tight unit. They have a mantra, but listen, Lank all season, like I don't think you're gonna get behind. That's the most rallyingest thing there is in college football. Like everybody doubted Milroe. People are still down Milroe. People still down this team. I'm talking. This is just Alabama fans. I mean, you got people still talking about how Alabama probably struggle versus Michigan and all these things. So to their level, that's nothing compared to Lank. That's why I think Lank's going to go to another level in these playoffs, starting with Michigan.
Hey, Justin, highlight AJ Southwood's comment. You better believe they're going to blitz. They have no respect for Milroe's pass game. Milroe's pass game is trash. Keep thinking that, bro.
Please.
Keep thinking that. I dare you to leave Bun one-on-one on an island. Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law, Jermaine Burton. I dare you to leave him one-on-one.
It ain't gonna matter though. Bama's offensive.
I dare you to blitz.
Amari Not Black's gonna make your linebackers look like turkey dinner carved up.
Bring the blitz.
And if you blitz, you better not miss because if Milroe gets out of the container, it's over with, bro.
Bring the blitz.
Milroe if you want to. Okay,
bro. Our tight end might be faster than your 98% of your team. That's a problem for y'all. That's a serious problem.
Listen, we ain't got to give them too much song. We'll let them see it on Monday, on New Year's Eve. But speaking of game planning and players, guys, if you have a game plan and you like to make good picks, listen to this guy's next segment. Pettey, we're going to give him his picks for the bowl season this week. I saw you got Florida State. You picking Florida State over Georgia, right?
Yeah, I got Florida State. Did you? I thought I got the memo. Y'all renamed the segment after the last 2 weeks. Fade Petty's picks, because I got an email that they couldn't buy their kids Christmas presents after taking all my picks, and I'm like, damn man, I tried. Bowl season's been crazy.
It's been crazy.
Bowl season's always crazy, dude.
But here's the thing:
is equivalent to preseason NBA.
I changed my theory. If a MAC quarterback has 2 quarterbacks in the transfer portal, you bet your ass that third guy is balling out. Good gracious alive, man.
He's trying to get a job.
I tell you, man, the MAC is crazy. But look, it's Fade Petty's pick, but we're getting to the big games. If it wasn't for the NFL, they're saving my butt. I'm 1-1 today. I rode the boat with Minnesota, and then I rolled with Rice, and they're garbage. And tonight, I'm on UNLV plus 10.5. So it's too late anyway, but that's probably going to lose too because dang bowl games. But no, we're going to get hot right now. And I've got a few that I like, and I don't care what people are saying. You're just going to roll with them.
Julian?
Georgia, you brought it up. -16. I don't care. Usually when people talk up a game, gambling's not easy. You got to have kind of the pelotas to take the hard pick. And more times than not, when everybody's saying something's going to happen, it's 100% chance it's not in the gambling world. I don't care. Georgia and Kirby, man, I hate Georgia. Let's be real. I don't like Georgia. I don't like grown people that bark at other dudes. But I hope and pray so we can quit hearing this Free Shoes University trash can shut up when Georgia beats your tail 62-0. Because Aunt Kirby's over there right now working some tails off after that loss to Bama. He is not going to let his team lay down in this game.
2 points about this game. Heard Brock Bowers and Mims not going to the game.
Ooh.
B, Florida State. This was, I think Justin mentioned it. This was your opportunity to prove the committee wrong, but you got so many players opting out. I just think that shows a different in culture what Alabama has with Coach Saban.
Yes.
When they didn't make the playoff last year, they were a 5 seed. Bryce Young, Will Anderson, Jordan Battle, all those guys didn't go take their lunch pails and feel sorry and quit on their team. No, they finished what they started. So I just want to say those 2 points.
Oh, I love it. Love it. And look, man, it's one that I don't like it because I don't like normally making a play that everybody's just screaming is going to happen. But I'm sorry, I'm taking the bait. Give it to me.
Do you have a score prediction? You got a score prediction?
Yeah, I think they're going to beat them 42-10. If they can score 10, they might not score. I mean, it may be a 42-3 game. I don't see Florida State scoring on that Georgia defense with the offense I saw against Louisville. I'm sorry, man. And I know you can't do the transitive property in football, but I'm doing it. I don't see them scoring on Georgia.
What about Georgia's offense versus Florida State defense? I think Florida State defense is pretty good.
It is. Go for it, Luce.
I got a question for you. Does the transfer portal affect any way, shape, or form how you're picking these bowl games? Because as people know, there's been a lot of fluctuation and volume coming in and out of the transfer portal. Does that have any effect on what you're picking right now? Or
man, that's a great question, Lucian, because this is where, as a gambler, man, this is new territory for us in bowl games. It's always been about, the key is, hey, man, what team wants it more? Well, now you've got all these transfers, and yeah, you're trying to figure that out. But what's burned a lot of us, and I'm not alone in this, you'll see a team, one of these MAC teams that I kind of talk about, that's got 2 guys in the portal, and they got a 3rd-string quarterback that's kind of trying to show his stuff. Well, man, those teams that have had guys like Duke's another one. I was all over Troy last week in this segment, and Duke, you know, I didn't think they would have anything without Leonard, man. They just kind of came out and big boyed them. So it didn't affect teams in those games. So whereas, yeah, I'd like to say so. I want to see it play out the rest of the bowl season with the bigger teams, like this next one, Missouri, Ohio State. Ohio State, man, what world are we in when the starting quarterback at Ohio State's in the transfer portal, and now they got to go play a Mizzou team? Let's be real. Drinkowitz is a heck of a coach, man. He coaches that team up. They play hard. They're going to give it their all. I promise you, Missouri's going to want to be in that game a whole lot more than Ohio State. And so that's one where I can't. Yeah, like you got to look at it. I love Missouri. Missouri +1 is one of my favorite plays of the bowl season. And I keep saying that, and that's burnt me because so was Troy. So,
but I heard Ohio State fans want that backup quarterback to go. Go, Chris.
But isn't Ohio State? Don't they have a lot of guys opting out? I mean,
they got like 8 or 9, 10, 11 guys.
Marvin Harris Jr.'s not playing.
They're well, that's not in stone yet, but I know Julian Fleming's in the transfer portal right now.
Yeah, they had like 9 guys.
And Harrison is not playing, right?
I think Harrison might be playing. I just heard he's probably gonna enter the draft. Now, I don't know.
He hasn't said anything set in stone yet, so that's why that's still open.
But see, if you Harrison,
it doesn't matter because they don't have nobody to throw him the ball. Because I thought their backup was hurt.
He's pretty nice.
Harrison not playing. Nice.
Yeah, but I thought he was hurt.
I heard from Ohio State fans they preferred this backup quarterback.
Yeah,
they've been wanting.
They like him better than the one they got.
And they got McCord.
But
it depends on who you ask.
Yeah,
If
you live in Ohio, so yeah, you know.
If you're Harrison, man, you play you because the way Romo Doozy, you don't let Romo Doozy and Malik Neighbors up. Well, Malik Neighbors opted out too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. Did he? Because I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if they're playing, you got to play. You're trying to be the first receiver off the board. If Odunze and Neighbors are playing, you got to play.
Trust me, he will be regardless.
Is Neighbors playing? Is Neighbors playing with Daniel sitting out?
That's what I'm.
Daniel's
because he's gonna get
Daniel's just sitting out. Look,
Nussmeier is a stud, man. He could throw it.
Yeah, he can throw it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Neighbors sits out because he's in a competition right now for the top overall receiver. And if I'm Neighbors, a last ditch performance, especially since he's not going to be able to play in the playoffs, it has to be this game.
From Harrison, in my opinion, I don't see it. I don't see a team.
That's if Harrison comes out, because everyone gives a little bit not Mr. Ty.
Hayes, what's up?
Marvin Harrison is a legacy at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, his dad beat Michigan. So him not leaving without beating Michigan is kind of a big thing to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he returns and actually does play in this game.
Yeah. His dad
gonna go to
Syracuse. His dad, Syracuse.
Dan, what were we gonna say?
No, I was saying Marvin Harris. He's not an Ohio State legacy. His dad played at Syracuse.
Yeah. Ty Hayes, ladies and gentlemen, is here. You see, he's already ready for the Rose Bowl. He got the rose on his shirt. You know, he's the man, the myth, the legend. Ty Hayes, everybody.
So
Ty, how
Ty,
you doing? Ty, we're talking about this Ohio State Missouri game. Let us get your thoughts on it real quick before we go on to it.
Well, I'm interested in seeing the quarterback situation at Ohio State. Devin Brown coming in, and there's a split staff in terms of who would be the quarterback. McCord transferring, I think, was the true symbol that they weren't happy with the quarterback situation. And so I have no idea what Ohio State we're going to see. The defense is interesting because, gentlemen, this was a defense that a few years ago, I mean, we think of Jack Sawyer, his freshman year. We thought he was going to be the next big pass rusher. It's almost receded. JT Tuimalau, who Alabama battled with. What's up?
I said, what happened to him? He was like supposed to be a top pick.
Don't get me wrong. They have production, but it's not near the production you would be expecting they would be having, especially for the situation they have, the talent they have. I think Missouri is an interesting team because Missouri, that kid Cody Schrader, that running back they have, he has been automatic for Missouri. Not really recruited out of high school. Super talented kid, though. And then you look at the outside weapons they have. I think Missouri could shock some people. Right?
Burton, everybody talks about Harrison and man, Luther Burton. Maybe
he's a beast.
He put his name in a hat with any receiver in college football. Man.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
Missouri got speed, y'all. Missouri,
and then they got Theo Weiss.
And Mookie, was it Mookie Cooper?
I know his last name is Cooper. I don't know the first name.
And there's two
Mookie Cooper. Yeah.
They're not ready for that speed up north. I'm telling you guys.
No, man, and Missouri's working that portal too, man. Missouri's recruiting. Drinkwitz is a good coach. I'm telling you, I really
doing. Yeah,
I like Mizzou, man, in this spot a lot. I feel like you're spilling that too, Ty.
You know, I did this for the Bleacher Report pick'em, and this was the game that kept me up at night. Out of all of the bowl games I picked, out of the playoff games, it was Missouri, Ohio State. Absolutely kept me up. I'm not joking either. I actually woke up at 4:30 the morning of our last Bleacher Report show, and I was having dreams of the game, and I was like, oh, I got to email them and switch my pick right now because I could not sleep just thinking about this game, which way I was going to pick. If I'm not mistaken, I ended up picking Missouri, but it was hard for me to wire that down. I'm really excited for that game. I think we're in for a treat.
Listen, guys, y'all hear breaking news. Ty Hayes is a prophet as well. Visions. He's taking it back to biblical times. So.
You crazy, man.
Speaking of prophet, Ty Hayes, let's talk about this Alabama-Michigan game. Hopefully this game hasn't kept you all night. So hopefully your dreams have been pretty good when it comes to this game. So we're going to start with you, Ted.
I got one. Hold on, one last pick.
Oh, sorry. My bad, Petty.
One last pick, and because I want Ty to take over because he's a lot smarter than me with talking. But you're guys, I've been saying fade Petty's picks. That's probably the smartest thing to do. Another thing is you don't ever bet on your team. But I am laying them down on the Tide. I don't care. Bama +2 all day long. Sorry, Ty.
My Joe Pa is.
Ty. So, Prophet Ty. Like I said earlier, talking about this Alabama-Michigan. Alabama wins if fill in the blank, and then Michigan wins if. So we're gonna start with you, then we'll go Patty, Dan, Lushawn, myself, then Chris. So Ty, Alabama wins if.
Well, listen, I don't mean to pile on the prophet, but I do have the final results, ladies and gentlemen, for the Bleacher Report Pick'em stream. Ooh. I brought it home for us Alabama fans. I won the out of 131 games, I went 103 correct, 28 incorrect. So
let's go.
I'm feeling good. Anyways, going about this, Alabama wins if they are able to mitigate the running game and put Michigan in a situation where JJ McCarthy has to beat them throwing downfield. Yep. Now, don't get this misunderstood. I'm not sitting here proclaiming that JJ McCarthy isn't a very skilled quarterback. I agree with any Michigan fan that does like his game. I think he's a skilled quarterback. We are one and the same here. The problem is whenever defenses are able to even slow down that run game, have we seen him take over a game against a defense like Alabama's. Now, against Ohio State, he dropped some absolute dimes. So we know he has the ability. He's got a little mobility. And like I said, against Ohio State, he dropped some good passes. But here's the thing, gentlemen. We haven't seen this Michigan team take on a team with the outside presence in terms of the outside linebackers that Alabama has. Lushan, I won't hit it too hard because I know you're going to go in on it, but Lushan hit me earlier today with an unbelievable point, and that's the health of Deontay Lawson, especially in stopping this run game. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I think we're all misplaced in looking at the Auburn game and thinking that's the end-all, be-all, and the direction this game will go. Gentlemen, Auburn and Hugh Freeze's rush attack is not analogous to what Georgia and Harbaugh run. And I know Harbaugh is known for his combo run schemes, but at the end of the day, he relies on those power schemes. And yes, he has the ability to switch them up, but I don't think we're going to see a totally different Michigan offense. So Alabama wins if they are able to dictate the game and put it solely on the hands of JJ McCarthy, because Alabama has got a great secondary. They've got great safety play. And I think they like their chances if they're telling Michigan, hey, we're going to load the box. We're going to man up outside. You got to beat us. Michigan wins if they are able to dictate the running game, because if their running game is able to get going, that's going to take pressure off of JJ McCarthy and allow him to work. And he has that ability. So for Alabama, it's all about controlling the pace of the game. Luckily, they haven't had a defense that has the talent Alabama has on it outside of Ohio State. That'd be our closest comparison. They haven't played a quarterback with the athletic ability of Jalen Milroe. That, I think, is going to be huge.
Pettey?
Man, I hate to go old school, but Bama wins if they dominate the trenches. If they do what teams do from the South to these what we've seen do, dominate the line of scrimmage, man. If you dominate the line of scrimmage, play big boy football, let that defensive secondary back seven eat. That's how Bama wins. They just big boy them, and it is. You dominate the line of scrimmage. Like I said, that's very simplistic, but it is what it is. Bama takes over. Like I think they're going to be able to establish that run if Chase is healthy with Roydell. Then you got Jalen dangerous with his legs. That's how you do it, man. Just big boy Alabama football, old school. And man, to flip it from Michigan, they do. They got to play with that. That chip's got to carry him one more game. But McCarthy has to have his Garcia, Chad Kelly, Johnny Football, Quinn Ewers this year moment where he plays perfect football. Where, look, man, Alabama hasn't given up separation to any team but Texas. They have shut down receivers. Loveland, Wilson, those guys have got to get separation against that Bama secondary, which has not been an easy task this year because those dudes are blankets. But that's it. If Michigan, you want your chance, your boy's got to play out of his mind. He's got to do something that 5 or 6 quarterbacks have done against Nick Saban. It don't happen often, so good luck with it. But McCarthy has that Garcia moment, and those receivers get a little separation. Things could get a little bit dicey. I don't see it.
I love it. Dan?
Alabama wins if they get off the bus. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that at that. We're gonna go to the Michigan side. Michigan wins if, and I'm be objective, if they can control the clock, win the complete timely throws, and win the turnover battle. That's their only chance. But Alabama wins, they get off the bus. They show up, they won.
I heard
Roll
that.
Tide.
Roll Tide. Debo himself. Lushan, give us your take, sir.
You've been referring to me as Debo tonight, and jokes on the Alabama crowd. This is actually a Craig get up because Craig knocked out the bully, and
that's right.
Michigan wins, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna hear me say this.
Ooh.
Michigan wins if McCarthy passes for 350. Roman Wilson has 3 touchdowns, and the running backs combine themselves for 4. That's what needs to happen for Michigan to win. Now, to what everybody's really interested to hear me say. Alabama wins, and it's simple. Very simple. They follow the process. Nick Saban has laid it out all season. It's mean. It's nasty. And ain't about to give any of us any type of joy. It's not going to make any of us smile. It's going to be joyless, and it's going to be murder ball. It's going to be ugly. We're going to have maize and blue all over them white jerseys, and I'm going to love every second of it. But at the end of the game, when the dust settles and the tide will have trampled and rolled, Alabama wins if Nick Saban shows up to the ballpark, ladies and gentlemen. That's flat out.
I heard that. I'm gonna go Chris, and I'll go after Chris.
All right. Alabama wins if they keep Milroe upright, keep the turnover column clean, and stop Michigan's run. Force the game to be in McCarthy's arm, be on McCarthy's arm, because he's going to have to throw into some tight windows regardless. So, I mean, that's what it's going to take for us. Michigan wins if they muddy up the game and put a crooked number in the turnover column for Alabama and get like a special team score, like something crazy stuff has to go on, like the Ole Miss 2020 what year was that in Tuscaloosa? 2015?
2015.
Crazy stuff has to happen.
But they still had amazing athletes on the outside to make those crazy plays.
Michigan doesn't have, yeah.
Johnny Football still had Mike Evans. Like all these quarterbacks that beat us had amazing talent to
Treadwell
and all those guys. But
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they have to they have to be able to run the ball, man. If Michigan's one dimensional, they can't run it at all. It can get ugly, man.
Desmond Howard isn't running out that tunnel for him.
No, even if he was. I like
Terrion
Arnold.
I hate to say it. Tom Brady ain't coming out that tunnel for y'all on the first.
What's the name that beat us there in number 1? That gave me nightmares about 4 or 5 years.
David Terrell.
Tamunga Bianca Batuka ain't walking through that door.
There you go.
Charles Woodson ain't coming out.
Jim Harbaugh ain't coming out in pads. Michigan
Charles
fans
Woodson is not coming out that locker room.
No. Nobody will have a pair of pleated khakis.
Tyrone Wheatley ain't coming out that locker room.
I mean,
Jabril Peppers ain't coming out that locker room.
What?
Hey, I mean, what is KY jelly, Vaseline? What the hell is a Wolverine? Poetry, roll tide.
Roll tide. Okay, I'm gonna go real quick. Alabama wins if they have the right mindset. I'm gonna say that if they have the Link mindset, and if they don't come in there cocky, arrogant, and all that stuff, thinking they're gonna roll over them, just show up. No, you got to come out there and execute and have the right mindset. If they have the Link mindset, the Alabama win. Michigan wins if they found another Connor Stallions, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So,
Bonner Ballions.
So let's move to our next topic: predictions and players of the game. And we're gonna go in the same rotation. Ty Hayes. I'm gonna go Ty, Pettey, Dan, Lushan, Chris, and myself. So let's go start with predictions and players of the game. Ty Hayes. Prophet.
So in terms of predictions, I think what we could see is a grindy first half where it's just good football, right? I think Bama will be able to find theirs. Michigan will be able to do something. But I think after the second half, it is going to be all Bama because, gentlemen, Bama's second half adjustments this season have been nutty. We've talked about it time and time again. Look at the point differentials from the first half to the second half. Alabama in the second half is phenomenal at making adjustments. Kevin Steele has been great. In terms of players of the game, let me get Dallas Turner on the defense because I think he is going to create havoc. And on the offense, it's got to be Jalen Milroe.
I love it. Pettey, Mr. Old Fashioned himself.
Whew, bourbon's going good tonight. My prediction is the greatest voice in college football history. The voice of gold will once again utter the most iconic line that he has ever uttered.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, the roses in this grand old stadium are once again crimson.
Crimson, let's go.
That is my prediction. Eli with the call, 24-10, Alabama.
Roll Tide. Let's go. What you got? We got Woodford, Elijah Craig, Basil.
It is actually Weller.
Well, hey, I got a take on Wellers. I heard from a bourbon aficionado that Weller's 10-year, I believe, is just as good as Pappy. I'm just saying. So that's a take right there. Let's go, Dan.
I don't admit you and Ty got my MVPs, man. I'm with him. Milroe and Dallas Turner. Hey, man, I'm double up.
I love it. Let's go, Dan.
Yeah, God promised us if we be faithful over a few things, he will make us ruler over many.
Oh, you better preach.
For the Tide, they've been faithful when few people believed in them.
Hallelujah.
That's why we're going to be ruler of college football.
Wow.
I got Alabama.
Wow.
31.
Yeah.
I got Michigan. 7. Change that. Michigan 3. 31-3. The Tide will roll.
Wow.
Roll Tide. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Thank you.
My God, did we just get taken to a sermon?
And the Lord said you got to all rise for the Tide.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Ladies and gentlemen, the doors of the church are now open. Is there one? T. Jones, Michigan, you can come to the bright side. The 2 words that get you in heaven is Roll Tide.
Dan Cutter said you snitching. You in the interrogation room.
What's up, Key?
Let's go. Debo, we're going to take it to Friday. We're going from church. Hey, Miss Parker, to Debo.
Rolling up the sleeve.
Carlos Fulton, that's because Bama been playing competition all year. Michigan been playing South Cobb Middle School. So stop.
All right. Listen. My prediction, like I've said before, is pain. My prediction is going to be that Nick Saban, which is the X factor that everyone always seems to forget, everyone always seems to take for granted, but in fact is the architect of this whole playoff situation. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he knew if Alabama went through a gauntlet, if we got punched in the face repeatedly all season, we would be not only qualified, but actually prepped for this exact task. So that's why my prediction is going to be pain. Joyless, murder ball, pain. You're going to see hard tackles. You're going to see just running the ball. You're going to be frustrated with Tommy Rees just doing plays that you're not going to want him to do. But guess what I'm going to tell you, Alabama fans, in the end, the Tide will roll, and we're going to roll big. That's why my prediction for this game, 38-12, Alabama. Players of the game. On the defensive side, I'm calling them out right now. Deontay Lawson about to have a tackle fest. Maybe even get some sacks, but I think he is key to stopping McCarthy and what he likes to do in between the numbers. And on the offensive side, this ain't going to be a surprise to anybody, but he's going to be my guy. Jace McClellan, offensive player of the game. I'm telling you, because Nick Saban likes to run the ball. Everybody's forgot about him. He's been the forgotten running back his whole career. I think Saban and Tommy Rees give him the ball and said, hey, son, go get drafted.
Ooh, I love it. Deacon Chris James. We got a
man, it's hard to follow up after those 2 sermons, man. Unlike the revival preacher that goes last, man. They done spoke the word. Hallelujah. I'm going to go with Bama 34, Michigan 13. I just think that Bama's going to have a turnover somewhere, a defensive score, and I think that at the end they're going to kind of run it up. I give Michigan a touchdown and 2 field goals, and I just think that Bama's going to be too much for them. My MVPs of the game, matter of fact, man, it's going to be a co-MVP. Offensively, Jalen Milroe and Isaiah Bond. They're going to set a Rose Bowl record. You heard it here first.
Ooh.
Defensively, I'm going with my boy Dal Turner, Dallas Turner. He's been the bell cow all year. Why stop here? I mean, he plays with a mean, nasty chip on his shoulder. But I think that he's gonna get a sack fumble. I'm calling for a sack fumble this game. I think Campbell. We're gonna have an inside linebacker that's gonna have double-digit tackles, maybe 2. But Campbell alone, one of them are gonna have a big game. But I have Dallas Turner getting multiple sacks and one of them being a strip fumble. Let's go. Bama 34-13. And once again, the rose petals will be crimson.
Ooh, I love it. Let me give you mine. I'm gonna go prediction. My score prediction is gonna be Bama 34, Michigan 10. That's my prediction. My defensive player of the game, I'm gonna go with Dallas Turner. I think he's gonna he's gonna be havoc for that Michigan offensive line. And my offensive player of the game, I'm gonna go with Jalen Milroe. I'm gonna keep it simple. So those are my predictions and players of the game, everybody. So we have rounded it out. But before we go to our socials, let's promote our show for tomorrow. Guys, here on the Bama Standard, tomorrow we got the Crimson Dynasty with Cece Payne at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Cece does an amazing job. Look at her show. She does another great job.
Great job.
Right after that, we got Teague's Take with George and his son, JT Teague. That's right after that, 8:15 Central, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Then after that, I got an OnlyFans special. No, I'm just playing. But tune into the Bama Standard. Listen, the Crimson Dynasty CC show tomorrow, as well as Teague's Take here on the Bama Standard. And guys, what is the OnlyFans time? OnlyFans has been controversial the past couple times. I've been reading the comments. People have been going up in arms about it.
I'm retired. I am a retired OnlyFansman.
Speaking of retired, Chris, give us your socials, man. Give us your socials.
Well, you guys can find me on Facebook at Chris K. James Sr., on Twitter or X at Coach Chris James, on Instagram at CKJ Senior 32. And once again, like every Tuesday night, same place, same time. We may have something special for y'all pre-game of the Rose Bowl. Stay tuned. We will let you guys know.
Definitely gonna have the post-game show right after the Rose Bowl game. So please turn into that. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's got his rose on his shirt. Mr. Reach Around the Table, the prophet himself. Give us your socials and then your OnlyFans. I mean, since you're prophetic, I don't know if you're retired. I don't know if you see the light like Paul. I mean, you went from
blind as hell.
Paul. Tell me,
blind as hell over here. No. I'm blind. I swim around in degeneracy. I didn't give a score prediction. I think Alabama wins by 10 to 13 points just because I think it's more, to Lushan's point, I think it's more of a grinded out pain game. And I think that's what we could see. So it could be a situation where the score might be closer than the actual game reflects just because of stylistics here. But in terms of OnlyFans, gentlemen, I like to make it topical. Right, I like to make it topical to what we're feeling, but this week it's the holidays, right? So because it's the holidays, I had to try and blend our holiday spirit with something I think Alabama will be able to do with Michigan. Alabama has been sensational at the deep ball. Hell, Jalen Milroe is one of the most accurate deep balls in all of college football. So this weekend and this weekend alone, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch me on OnlyFans, deck the halls with deep balls. Once again, deck the halls with deep balls. Can't wait to see you over there.
I love it. Mr. Pettey. I know he's going to be petty tonight with his social, The floor is yours, Pettey.
Pettey, you don't have to buckle under the pressure.
First of all, check us out at weekzerosports.com. Again, I'm with Workspace Pros, one of the sponsors of this great the great Bama Standard. So check us out at workspacepros.com as well. But man, we've been piling on Harbaugh since it's all month leading up to Michigan. So I'm going to keep in theme because I've been going at him pretty good because I think he's an idiot and I like making fun of him. And as you all know, Harbaugh likes to wear cleats on the field, even though he doesn't play football anymore. There's rumors that he wears these cleats everywhere. So my fans only for the week is cleats in the sheet. And my promo code is that a cleat or are you happy to see me?
I love it. I love it.
Roll Tide. All Bama entertainment tonight, fellas.
Dan, I know you're retired, just like Chris from OnlyFans. Give us your socials, man.
Not just retired, deliver.
I've been delivered.
Listen, y'all can catch me here every week with these heathens that we call the final whistle. This is where it all starts. This made final whistle Dan. You know, you catch me also on Instagram when I am on Instagram 4 or 5 times out the year, Dan James the 4th. But you know, hit me up on Twitter at the final whistle Dan. You know, y'all enjoy the bowl season, y'all. You know, just expect a big win come Monday. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting a blowout, y'all. So just let's go ahead and fast forward to the national championship game. Go ahead and get your tickets early.
Hey, how many followers you have now?
Oh, I think I'm up around 70. So
Ooh,
hey, keep
Big
going.
Dan.
I heard that. What we gonna say?
I see a finger up.
May I, Daniel, you were talking about Harbaugh and his cleats. Gentlemen, lest we forget that in 2017, Harbaugh missed out on a 5-star Isaiah Wilson because he wore cleats in the house and was walking around on their hard floors and refused to take off the cleats. And 5-star Isaiah Wilson said, that's weird. Didn't go there. True story.
There you go. Harbaugh gets in bed with cleats. What a weirdo.
Harbaugh got
Michigan.
His feet must stink.
He wouldn't take off the cleats after they got the Jordan deal. He wore them.
I remember that. Now that you say that, I remember that story. I'd forgotten it because I'm in a couple of bourbons now at this Christmas party. But now I remember that.
I would have waxed the floor.
Speaking of waxing, you can hit me up on Twitter at mcadell11. You know, that's what I do. But in the spirit of the holidays, we just had Christmas. Now we got New Year's Eve. Alabama's playing those Wolverines on New Year's Eve, yes. And after the game, soon as that ball drop, I will be popping champagne. And my OnlyFans for this week is popping my cork. And that's it. That's all I got, guys.
Lou
Lou
You so nasty.
That's what she said.
Michael Scott.
Petty crazy, man.
But you're on mute.
That might be best.
Yep. Yeah, it might be best sometimes to mute me. Y'all can find me on Twitter at Roluce21. You can also find me at Lucian Graves on Facebook and Instagram. I also just got published on the Bama Standard website. My first article.
Yes, sir.
Everybody go check it out. It's a good read. It's a look forward into what we got coming next year. If you guys are interested in Bama football, which I know every single one of you is, minus all them people that have maize in their wardrobe, come check it out. It's a great read. This weekend, OnlyFans, you know what? I'm gonna be taking a break, and it has nothing to do with anything other than my account getting hacked. See, I thought it was going to be a good decision to venture out with this Connor Stein's character, and it backfired on me. So I'm having to pay some lawyers right now to get me out of some trouble. So my OnlyFans is going to be shut down until after the first of the year. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. It just, it happens. You trust the wrong people in this business, and I just hope that, me and my team learn differently moving forward. That's all I got, folks.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, ladies and gentlemen, have a happy new year. Merry Christmas to all. Hit that like, subscribe. Remember the Crimson Dynasty tomorrow, Teague's Take tomorrow. Hey, Workspace Solutions, the BamaStandard.com. We do it all. And we're going to end the show on those famous 2 words that we love to say. And we can't wait for
hold up.
Like Dion, hit that theme music.
Hold up. Can we change it? Can we change it to one word? Lank.
Building.
Lank.
Roll Tide, baby.
Ain't no bet, but lank.
Lank.
Let's go.